Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of Pandas. In this particular video, we will discuss on function application. The Pandas library offers a many handful function which are very useful for carrying out many data science related tasks. One such functionality is function application. By function application, it means that a function, it may be a user defined or it may be a predefined function, may be applied on a data frame in multiple ways. And those sort of ways can be on applying the function on a whole data frame, on rows or column wise, on individual elements or element wise. So these are basically the three ways by which we can apply the functions in a data frame. Now in order to apply those functions in a data frame, what we need to do is we need to use three types of functions. Those three types of functions are pipe, apply and apply map. So pipe, what it does, pipe applies the function on a particular data frame, and apply, what it does, it will apply the particular function in a particular row or particular column, and apply map will apply the function in a particular element of a data frame. Now other than that, we also have two more functions, that is group by and transform, and we will discuss about group by and transform in the next video. As I said, these are the three basic operations that we can perform. That is, we can apply the function on the whole data frame, we can apply the function row wise or column wise, and we can apply the function on individual elements. And in order to perform those particular three operations, we will use this particular three functions: pipe, apply and apply map. Now let us try to understand these functions in detail. The first function that we have over here is pipe, which will apply the function on the entire data frame, and apply, as I said, it will apply row wise or column wise, and apply map on individual elements. Now let's get started with pipe. This is the basic syntax of pipe. It basically accepts two types of parameters. The first parameter is the function name, the function which we are going to apply for the entire data frame, and the second is basically the argument. So let us try to understand this. So let's say if I have a program, if I have a process named A. Now this process A, what it does, it performs a particular operation, that is addition of two numbers, that is 5 plus 5, and we know the result is 10. So this particular process, it performs the operation, that is 5 plus 5, and the output which it produces is 10. Now we have one more process, that is process B. So the process B, what it does, it takes the output of process A and doubles the output. So here the output is 10. So here the output of A is given as the input of process B. So the output that passes to process B is 10. And what process B does, it takes the output of process A as the input of process B and it doubles up, and it produces the output. So this is what a pipe is. So in pipe, the output of one process becomes the input for another process. So here the output was 10 and it became the input for process B. So this was all about pipe. I hope pipe is clear. Now let us try to understand this with an example. So in order to create a data frame, we have already imported the Pandas module, and in order to perform those mathematical operations for pipe, we have already imported the NumPy module. So let us try to import our data set from a CSV file. This is our CSV file, which is salary_details1.csv. So here we have three columns, that is employee ID, salary and salary2. So these are the three columns that we have, and these are basically the values of those particular three columns. Now let us try to import the CSV file in our program. So in order to import the CSV, we will be using the read_CSV function, and the engine that we will be using to process the CSV will be the Python engine. One thing that I need to do is I need to assign this employee ID as the index number. So I won't be using this as a column, I will be using this as an index number. So in order to assign this employee ID as index number, we have to use the index column, and we will specify the name of this column, that is emp_id. So this way we have imported the CSV file and we have stored in a data frame object df. Now let's print this data frame object. So as soon as I execute this code, you can see the data frame object gets printed, and this is basically the index number. So the employee_id gets stored as index number, and these are the two columns that we have in our data frame, that is salary and salary2. Now let's say I have a problem statement. The problem statement is such as follows. I want to increment the salary of each and every employee by 1000, and I need to develop the salary after that. So what I will do is I will use the pipe function to do that. First I will increment the salary by 1000, and after that I will take the output of the incremented value and I will develop the salary. So let us try to understand this particular line of code. So in this particular section, the salary got incremented by 1000 and the output of this particular section became the input for this particular section. So the incremented salary became the input for this particular section. So the incremented value will get multiplied by 2. Now let us try to execute this code. So this is the basic salary as you can see, and this is the output that we have. So the salary got incremented by 1000 and it got multiplied by 2. This is what pipe actually is. I hope pipe is clear. Now let us try to understand apply. So the next function that we will look into is apply. So apply is a series function. So let us try to understand what a series function is. Series function are those functions which will be applied on a particular row or a particular column of a data frame. That is the entire series of a data frame. So in order to use this apply function, we will use the data frame object along with the dot notation and the apply function. So it will take two parameters as input, the function name and the axis on which we are applying this apply function. Now let us try to understand this better with an example. Now one thing we should note is the function to be called, it should be a function that works on a single value and returns a single value. That is, we will use a function which will use a single operand to perform the operation. Now let's say I want to calculate the mean value of each and every column. So for that I will use the df.apply and I will use np.mean. So this is the function we are using to calculate the mean of particular column. Here we won't be mentioning the axis, since by default the axis is taken as 0. Now let us try to execute this code. So as soon as we execute this code, we can see we got two output, salary and salary 2. So this is the mean of salary column and this is the mean of salary 2 column. Now let's see if I need to calculate the mean row wise, that is mean for row 1, mean for row 2, mean for row 3. Here we need to mention the axis as axis 1. So we can see the mean for axis 1 gets calculated, the mean for axis 2 gets calculated. So the mean value of axis 1 is basically 12,000.5. So this way we have calculated the mean value of each and every row. Now let us try to understand the apply map function. So the apply map function is an element function. So what does it mean? Element functions are those functions which gets applied on each and every single element of a data frame. So this function will be applied on each and every individual elements of a data frame. So it takes a single parameter, that is the function name. Now let us try to understand this with an example. Now let's see if I need to calculate the mean value of each and every element. So what I will do is I will simply use the np.mean and I will execute this code. So as soon as I execute this code, you can see that the mean value of each and every element gets calculated. So the mean value of 24,000 is basically 24,000.00. So let's say if I need to calculate the square root of each and every element, for that I will use np.sqrt. Now let us try to execute this code. You can see the square root of each and every element got calculated. So apply map function, what it does, it basically applies on each and every element of a data frame. So this was all about pipe, apply and apply map function. I will discuss about the group by and transform function in my next video.